I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another night of iRacing action here on the National Racing Network. We're live on Facebook tonight, too. We'll throw up one a little old school here. We haven't done a Facebook show in quite a while. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network. It is a pleasure to have you hanging out with us here as the stars and cars of the ESRA INDYCAR Series are enjoying their second week in the Granite State. New Hampshire Motor Speedway. 1 week ago, it was the road course with the south end of the oval. Basically, turns 1 and 2, a whole big road course outside the back. Tonight, it's going to be an oval-only affair for this series, and, well, quite frankly, we're looking forward to it. This one is scheduled for 130 laps. Should be a pretty good show here around this 1.03 mile oval. Definitely tricky to get around this place. You do not want to be on the bottom of the racetrack in either end, whether it's the turn 1 and 2 end or the turn 3 and 4 end. Had some really neat discussions with some of the drivers before the race, hearing this place described as a bars track as opposed to a weight jacker track. You think of a place like Pocono, Indianapolis, you're going to make some handling adjustments with the weight jacker, utilizing the tools inside the car. Indianapolis, maybe a little bit of a bars and a weight jacker track in some respects. Here at New Hampshire, you do not want to touch that weight jacker. You're going to be on the bars, and they're going to be on them heavily over the course of the race. We'll talk to you a little bit more about that as the race goes on, but taking a look here, let's find Mr. James Watson making his way down the front stretch. He'll be my co-host for the 10:15 Indy Pro 2000 race coming up from Fuji Speedway. That one's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to get over to Fuji and call a race at that place. But we got a lot to get through here tonight. First, for the ESRA INDYCAR Series. Sounds like it's going to be a 2-stop race. They were doing some playing around with the fuel mileage calculations, even going so far as trying to run like a fuel map 5 for an entire stint and just giving up the time to see if you could make it a 2-stop or 1-stopper. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. So taking that 130 lap total distance and we split that up into 3 segments gives us about 43, 44 laps is where you're going to have to be. However, there are green, white, checkered opportunities here in the ESRA INDYCAR Series. So that's something that these drivers are going to have to contend with as well. Make sure you have enough fuel on board the race car to get you through those green, white, checkers late in the race. Got to thank everybody who's tuning in here on YouTube and on Twitch. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. And those of you that are watching on Facebook, shoot us a comment. We'll be able to put that one up on the screen. Super Chats, great way to guarantee that your comment's going to get on the screen. If you're watching on YouTube, you send some stars over on Facebook. Going to do the same thing. I forget what they're called on Twitch. Nits or Nats or Nips or what, something. I don't know. You sure? We'll take them. We're easy. We appreciate you all hanging out with us here, and hopefully we can put on a good show for you here tonight. Coming up, as we mentioned, at 10:15 in the East, it will be the Indy Pro 2000 Championship coming up Wednesday night. Next week, going to be the Sim Racers Club. That will be Gary Godso, the team from Racefar, taking care of the broadcast duties for us. I will be on assignment down in Bradenton, Florida. Practice just about wrapping up. Joshua Tucker going to be your quickest winner 1 week ago and your points leader by almost 20 points entering the night's race. Best lap time at 22:064. 22.187. Watson starts the attenuator party early. Bounces it off the turn 4 wall, and that is all she wrote for practice. Tucker, Wagner, Aldrich, your top 3, only going to be separated by about a 1/10.5 across those top 3 drivers. We'll take a look here and see who's going to be first out on pit lane. Looks like it will be Dylan Thomas, and let's see, we'll pick up Ty Richter here. Bring you up the NRN side by side. And we'll get the tower up here for you as well. Richter on the left-hand side of your screen. Dylan Thomas on the right. Vic Aldrich, Josh Tucker, Cullen Johnston, James Watson also on the racetrack as we speak. Let's take a look here. For those of you on the right-hand side, we'll pick up Joshua Tucker as he making his way through turns 3 and 4, already off at turn number 2 for Ty Richter on lap number 1. He's going to be one of the first to get across the line, as will Cullen Johnston, followed by James Watson and Vic Aldrich. Lap number 1 in the books for Ty Richter, and it will be quick time, 22.826, 23.245 for Cullen Johnston. Lap number 1 for James Watson, second quick, 23.222. Ty Richter's still going to be at the top of the board. Just like that, quick time, Joshua Tucker. He's, oh, well, now he's screwed that one up. Now he's on both sides of your screen. Tucker goes quick lap at a 22.813, 22.802. New quick time, Ty Richter. James Watson, top of the board, 22.721. Good lap there for the Watspin. See what Dylan Thomas can do as he finishes up his run. He is going to come in 6th quick. New quick time, 22.5 flat. Joshua Tucker, 22.5 with a couple of goose eggs. For Joshua Tucker, still only have about half the field that's turned in a time at this point. Gonna wait and see. Matt Wagner is on pit lane, as is Drew White. Now we got Wags heading out onto the racetrack, and he is crawling his way around the speedway. There you'll have Wagner on the left-hand side of your screen. Right-hand side will be number 15 of Drew White. Still waiting on Gary Corley, Joseph Morales, Luis Velasquez, Jeff Destino, Brandon Ishkanyan, Nick DeGroot, TJ McMurray. Whole lot of drivers still waiting to go here. We're down to about 2 minutes left in qualifications. Lap number 1 on the board for Drew White. Going to be 5th quick. Now down to 6 as Matt Wagner goes 4th quick at a 22.971, 22.981 for Drew White. See what their second laps will look like. Oh, well, White's isn't going to score. He bounces it off the safer barrier. Matt Wagner off at turn number 4. What's the lap going to be? The 3-time and defending champ will go 2nd quick. 22.67 with an 8, 22.678 seconds for Matt Wagner. "60 seconds remaining in qualifications, and we have 8 cars that have taken time. Still plenty of time to get out there, at least get 1 lap in the books. We'll see if anybody else is going to pull out here onto the speedway, but looks like that may be it as we head off to the scenic Vista camera views here. Down to 40 seconds. You're barely going to get a lap in the books if you have not started yet. It's a little bit of a surprise here that we don't have more cars out on the racetrack here for qualifications. And with that, time is about up. We're down to 20 seconds left in the session. So Joshua Tucker going to be your pole sitter with a lap time of 22.50 seconds. And qualifications are over. Time for us to head out to the grid. Take a look here. You'll see the field pop in, start to fill in as we get ready to give you tonight's starting lineup. Joshua Tucker and Matt Wagner are going to line up on row number 1. We mentioned Wagner, the 3-time defending champ, has not had as good of a season to this point as he might have liked. Entering the night, 10th in the point standings, almost 50 points back of your leader, Joshua Tucker. James Watson and Ty Richter are going to make up row number 2 for tonight's event. Row 3 will have Vic Aldrich and Drew White. Cullen Johnston, Dylan Thomas on row number 4. That's the only 8 cars that took time, so we'll have to keep an eye out here. Anybody that started below 8th, not eligible for the Hard Charger Award tonight. Joseph Morales, Brandon Ish Canyon on row number 5. TJ Murray and Luis Velasquez on row number 6. Row 7's going to have Jeff Destino and Nick DeGroot, and all alone on row number 8 will be the 78 of Gary Corley. 15 cars making up the entry list for tonight's race, scheduled for 130 laps around the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. As we mentioned, pit stop's going to be coming in the area of lap 45 or so is kind of what we're thinking anyway. Still waiting on Drew White, Nick DeGroot, Gary Corley to get themselves out onto the grid. Drew White is there. Nick DeGroot, Gary Corley will be a did not start for tonight's race is what it looks like. And yeah, there we go. Starting the field, going to pull away for the formation lap. They'll head off down towards turn number 1. And we will be going green next time by. Racetrack's over 1/2 mile. The iRacing platform gives you only 1 formation lap. Truly is a formation lap as opposed to kind of parade and pace laps. The seams in the corners here are incredibly tricky to deal with. That is going to be a big one to watch. You'll see them. They're very, very clear on the broadcast views. You do not want to have your right side tires running on those seams. Kind of where you see Joshua Tucker's car running right now on the parade lap. Not a good spot to be in, but as the field comes off at turn number 4, as always, race fans, the start of this one, going to be all yours. Mostly side-by-side battle for the entire first lap, but it's going to go to Matt Wagner ahead of Joshua Tucker, James Watson, Ty Richter, Vic Aldrich, your top 5. At this point, everybody cleanly through. We'll slide back in the pack a little bit here, pick up TJ McMurray, Brandon Ish Canyon. Also going to have Cullen Johnston just ahead of them as well. Now looks like everybody's starting to single file out here just a little bit. Battle for the race lead heating up. Dive down to the inside by Joshua Tucker. That's a gutsy move to make early in the race. Doing it on cold tires. Put Joshua Tucker, well, maybe not even up to the lead for the lap. Oh, and Wagner almost loses it. What a save by Matt Wagner. That's what we talked about. You get the car up on the seams a little bit, and it is super no bueno. The thing just wants to absolutely step out. Even if you get the left-hand sides on the seam as you're driving through the corner, it just wants to snap right around. The lack of grip that you get out of the left side tires is pretty insane. Pick up James Watson here battling with Ty Richter and Vic Aldridge. Already a 1.79 second lead for Joshua Tucker. Working lap number 6 of 130. Watson a little bit higher up on the racetrack than Ty Richter is. Doing some tire saving, also trying to find a little bit of grip there as well. Where we talked about, trouble on the racetrack for Luis Velasquez. Let's take a look at the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay here. See what happened to Velasquez in the 54 machine. Oh yeah, it just starts to step out. Oh, huge contact as well. But Velasquez will be junked. He's able to get the car to pit lane, and we stay under green flag conditions. May have been Brandonish Canyon that had the contact there. Oh, and yellow is out. TJ McMurray having issues. Trouble on the racetrack for TJ. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there it is. That car already jacked up here. Let's see. Slide back a little bit further. See if we can't see what happened to TJ here. Oh, yeah, car just got loose and pinched down to the inside. Almost got the attenuator. Wonder if that almost wasn't a bit of a connection issue there for TJ. Because we're seeing him having some pop in and outs here. But puts us under the first caution flag of the night at lap number 9. Don't think we're going to see anybody come into the pits. This caution basically should be enough to get them to lap 45, maybe lap number 46 here, as you're going to run about 2 laps under caution for every lap you run under green in terms of fuel consumption. Matt Wagner leading the first 3 laps of this race. Joshua Tucker grabbing the lead on lap 4. He's led the succeeding 6 circuits. Let's take a look here. We have Brandonish Canyon on pit lane. TJ McMurray back out on the racetrack. Ish Canyon getting his repair work completed quickly as well. Drivers do have access to 1 backup car. So TJ McMurray, Brandonish Canyon both using one. I believe Joseph Morales in the 61 may have used one as well. Ish Canyon was one of the drivers was the driver involved with Luis Velasquez in the incident that probably should have brought out the first caution flag of the night. We were telling you briefly about the point standings entering tonight's race. 19 points separating Joshua Tucker from Drew White in the battle for the overall championship. White with only a 3-point buffer over Connor Baldwin. Baldwin, again, not entered in tonight's race, so he's going to continue to free fall. Same goes for Christopher Hill. He is not in tonight's race either. Going to put James Watson with a very good shot here. He's only 3 points back of Drew White. As it stands right now, Watson looking to pick up, I believe that's going to be 6 points, with Watson running 3rd, White running 6th. Rest of the top 10, Joseph Morales, Christian Jasper, Vic Aldridge, Ty Richter, and Matt Wagner. We're definitely going to start to see some shuffling, though, here over the next couple of weeks, as we have drivers that have not run as many races. That means you're going to see them start, they had early season success, but you're going to start to see them fall by the wayside a little bit here. Give us a shout here in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. We'll get your comments up on the air. Watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch here this evening. Lights are out on the iRacing safety car. We are going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Pace car gonna duck in. Field under control of Joshua Tucker, and what a great jump there on the restart. He going already a half second up on Matt Wagner as they get to turn number 1. Watson's gonna try to stay close. Tucker running the inside lane a little bit. Interesting to see how the drivers are trying to work the racetrack here. Slide back, pick up Ty Richter going to work on James Watson. Go on board with Watson as he's on the right-hand side of your screen. Ty Richter making the big dive down to the left. You'll see him slide up in front. There he is, pass completed. Move Ty Richter up to position number 3. Watson can't exactly get comfortable, though, as he looks out the back end of that race car. He's going to see Drew White in the rearview mirrors. There it is. Not an overly good night here for James Watson. Vic Aldrich, Dylan Thomas going to battle, as are Jeff Destino and Brandon Ishkanyan. Get both of these battles up on the screen here for you. Thomas and Aldrich on the left-hand side with Ishkanyan and Destino on the right. Not much of a battle there, though, as Ishkanyan starting to open up the gap here. Interesting to see Vic Aldrich kind of dip down to the inside of the racetrack. You can get some time there, but you're giving up so much because you have to back the corner up so far. That's what we were hearing. You're just giving up a ton of time on the racetrack when you're trying to make that inside lane work. And do not get down anywhere near the yellow line. Drivers were saying that could be worse than the apron in terms of grip. Slide up here, battle for second heating up. Look at that Thomas and Aldrich battle up on the right-hand side of the screen for you. Ty Richter, big dive inside of Matt Wagner. Made that pass look easy through 1 and 2. In fact, it opened up 4/10 as they get to turn 3. Something we were hearing a lot from the drivers during the pre-race was the fact that the way this car handles, they were expecting people being able to kind of go back to front a little bit. But as you made those moves, you ran the risk of overheating the tires, especially that right rear. Oh, hold on to it, Vic. Wow, nice save, Dylan Thomas. Vic Aldrich down to the inside through 1 and 2. Thomas got a little bit spooked. He's going to have Brandon Ishkanyan up the attenuator now. So as we were saying there before the near incident, one of the things that the drivers were talking about was the fact that you really had to manage the tires. If you got the right rear too hot, car was going to be undrivably loose. Working lap number 25, still about 20 laps or so away from the first cycle of pit stops. Ishkanyan and Thomas going to battle. James Watson going to be in one as well. Not much of a fight there. Watson really going to have to work to hold off Vic Aldrich. And we'll get it up on the right-hand side of your screen here. Matt Wagner contending with Drew White in the battle for the third position. Wagner able to open the gap back up over Drew White, sitting now at about half a second or so. Look a little bit further back in the field. Pick up Jeff Destino and TJ McMurray. Well, Joseph Morales just ahead of Jeff Destino. And then it's about 1 second back to TJ McMurray. He's going to be battling with Cullen Johnston. So tight action throughout the field here, as Watson thus far been able to hold Vic Aldrich to right about a third of a second. Yellow flag is out. Caution on the speedway. Oh, we got one spinning down to the inside. I believe that was Drew White. Take a look here, the Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay there. You see the cars start to get loose. White almost, oh man, almost lost it, nearly came to a stop in turn 2. And that will put us under the caution flag for the second time tonight here at lap number 30. This presents an interesting, perhaps, piece of discussion here. If the drivers wanted to, yeah, we're going to see some of them come into the pit area here. Ty Richter stays out on the racetrack. Almost everybody else coming down pit lane. So a little bit of a split strategy game going on here. But at lap number 30, you really could make this a 3-stop race, potentially a 2-stopper, if you think we're going to get a bunch of cautions. This will be interesting to watch. See who's going to win the race off of pit lane. Down and away goes Joshua Tucker. Top 3 will exit the same way they came in. Tucker, Wagner, Watson, Aldrich, White, Ishkanyan, Thomas Morales. Back through the 11th position. Ty Richter, Jeff Destino, TJ McMurray staying out on the racetrack, and they will be your leaders. And McMurray still showing signs of that connection issue a little bit here. Let's see if we can't get a quick word in here with race leader Ty Richter. And Ty, interesting strategy call here. Obviously, you're not totally to the window yet. The thought is just keep running this as a 2-stopper and don't change the strategy?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm kind of testing things out for later is my thought process here, so we'll see how this goes. I know I have pace in the car and I know how to make passes, so if this doesn't work out, I've still got time to move back up.
It's an interesting call there to say, hey, I'm willing to potentially sacrifice a little bit early knowing you have the pace in the car. That 33 machine's been a rocket ship and has looked quick all night long. What are your thoughts here as the RAN went on?
I lost my lowest line that I was running and gaining good time on, but I know I'm going to have that when I'm on new tires again. So I'm going to see how long I can go without that.
All right, bud. Well, thank you for checking in with us here. We appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yep, thank you too.
There you go. There's Ty Richter, your race leader. One of the Team Watson Racing armada of race cars here. Drew White, James Watson, Joshua Tucker, Matt Wagner, Ty Richter, Vic Aldrich, all running under the Team Watson Racing banner. Mediocre Motorsports tonight represented by Cullen Johnston and TJ McMurray. The Destino Motorsports squad going to have Dylan Thomas, Jeff Destino, and Luis Velasquez. Looks like Jeff Destino going to be coming down pit lane. He'll be down... let's see. Well, Joseph Morales on his way back out onto the racetrack. Jeff Destino getting back out there as well. So one of the cars up at the front of the field electing to make the late pit stop as we get the 1 to green signal. It'll be Ty Richter, TJ McMurray, Joshua Tucker, Matt Wagner, and James Watson, your top 5. Tucker thus far has been very quick, leading 26 laps. See what Ty Richter's going to be able to do. But as we go back to green, y'all go ahead and crank it up. Man, these cars sound absolutely spectacular at full song. Richter able to open up a gap on McMurray here. Joshua Tucker, he's not gaining a ton of ground. He talked about going to work the bars a little bit in the pre-race, providing us a lot of detail on that as we'll slide back, pick up James Watson and Vic Aldrich. Basically what you were doing is you're using the anti-roll bars to kind of change the rake of the car. So you drop the front end in the middle part of the corner where it starts to get tight, gets a little bit more downforce on it, and you're able to kind of steer the car with the roll bars as much as you are the steering wheel or the throttle. Take a look here. Go on the side-by-side with Vic Aldrich. He's got James Watson just out ahead of him. Also going to have Drew White not too far behind. Still having to look inside of Watson into 3. Aldrich dives down into the corner. You still can't see Watson on either of the onboard views. Now you see him slot into view. Put Vic Aldrich up to position number 5. Watson now going to have to contend here with Drew White and Brandonish Canyon. And we're getting some love in the comments here. Surf Gonzo checking in. Knew we would get a little bit of a rise out of the Vic Aldrich fans. Watson doing battle with White and Ish Canyon as we work lap number 41. I would anticipate we're probably not going to see Ty Richter on pit lane until, gosh, probably lap 50 at this point. Where this, oh, we got a caution, yellow flag on the speedway, trouble on the racetrack, and it's Joshua Tucker. Oh no, trouble for Joshua Tucker. He said the car was fast. He was worried about whether the driver would be able to kind of keep things in line here. Oh, big contact with TJ McMurray. Tucker goes around. That car is going to be used up. I wonder if that was not a case of possibly some net code here. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, see, there's McMurray just kind of disappearing out of view. Next time around, I think, is when you'll see the contact. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's going to be another lap or so down. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here's the incident off at turn number 4. Oh, just the slightest touch of contact. That's going to be enough to cause significant damage to both cars. However, that's going to hurt TJ McMurray more because McMurray does not have the backup car available. Joshua Tucker will be able to hit his marks, take the backup, and go. Oh, and interesting stuff here. Race leader Ty Richter coming down pit lane. Man, at the rate we're getting yellows, I maybe would have tried the one stopper here. See if you can stretch it out with how many caution flags we're getting. If you could stretch this out to a one-stop race, or at the very least, a very short splash and dash second stop. But this is going to be basically a complete reset here at the front of the field. Matt Wagner will now be your race leader. Vic Aldrich, James Watson rounding out the podium here as you see him cross the start-finish line. Drew White, Brandon Ishkanyan, the top 5. Dylan Thomas, Luis Velasquez, Joseph Morales, Cullen Johnson, Jeff Destino, the top 10. Tucker, Richter, and McMurray all now with one lap on this set of tires, having stopped under this caution flag. Everybody else, either 12, 13, or 14 laps on the tires. This is going to get interesting, how this race is going to play out over the long run here. Looks like the lights are out on the iRacing safety cars, so we will get ready to go back to green flag racing. Matt Wagner will be in control of the field. The Vic Aldrich fans, lose your minds. Your boy up in second place, and he's going to have a crack at the race leader. 4 Team Watson racing cars, nose to tail at the head of the field. Green flags back out. We're underway once again here at New Hampshire. Top 5 all open up. Nice steady gaps. Slide back in the field a little bit. Pick up Joshua Tucker coming around. Cullen Johnston already. And Tucker now going to make the move on Joseph Morales. Let's get you the side-by-side up here. We're going to follow the progress of Joshua Tucker as that car has been very quick all race long. He's going to work on Joseph Morales. James Watson going to have Drew White about a quarter second back or so, followed by Brandon Ishkanyan. The other car to really keep an eye on here is going to be Ty Richter. That car has shown significant pace as well here tonight, leading 13 laps. Cullen Johnston, Jeff Destino, TJ McMurray, all nose to tail. Brandon Ishkanyan going to work here. Oh, buddy, hold on to it. Wow, what a save. That fight was getting nasty off of turn number 2. They're going to settle in once again. Oh, man, maybe Ish Canyon got up into the outside safer barrier a little bit at the exit of the corner. Really goes full send. He's up on the Harry Gant line through 1 and 2. Oh, one car up into the outside wall. That's going to be Dylan Thomas. He's going to lose a couple of positions here at least. Saw the contact in the middle of turn number 4. You can send it in deep into the corner. I just don't know how well you're going to be able to hold on to it, though. Now Watson going to be dealing with White and Ish Canyon. They're closing back in. Oh, and Ish Canyon gets it up into the outside wall. Brandon Ish Canyon into the outside wall. He's going to lose a bunch of positions. As now Watson and Drew White going to do battle. Also back in the field, Ty Richter, Dylan Thomas. Gets you that one back on the side-by-side. As Richter going to have the move down to the inside. Easily makes that pass off in turn number 2. Let's run you back through the field here a little bit. Matt Wagner, your race leader by 1.3 seconds over Vic Aldrich, who runs in the second position. And then you've got a gap. You've got almost a postal code separating Vic Aldrich from James Watson at this point. 3.5 seconds is the gap. Tell you what, though, if James Watson's thinking championship, this is how you manage that over the course of the race. Don't let yourself get caught up in a position here, a position there. Be very smart over the full distance of the run. White able to come past Ish Canyon. Oh, sliding up the racetrack a little. He has to tuck back in line. Things get a little sketchy here for Brandon Ish Canyon. The problem is James Watson is running a high line as well. So Ish Canyon just loses all the downforce on the front end. The aero wash is very real. Oh, man, that was tight off of 4. Looks like Ish Canyon finally going to be able to clear. Watson has to jump on the binders just back behind Joshua Tucker. Coming around, Luis Velasquez off at 2. That's going to put Tucker back up into position number 6. Ty Richter not advancing through the field nearly as quickly as Joshua Tucker was. Richter back there in the 9th position as we are approaching the halfway point in this race. 30 laps is the stint that these drivers ran on the first set of tires. That's right where we are right now. Next time by, oh, and here's the slide from Richter. Hard into the inside wall. He's in the grass. We're going to stay green, at least for now. Ty Richter loses the back end, swaps out on him, slides through the grass. Heavy contact to the inside Armco. And Ty Richter going to have to come back around after spending nearly 8 seconds in the grass. We will see him down pit lane. Down the front stretch, Joshua Tucker having a look inside of James Watson. Going to put the Watson man back to the 6th position. Ty Richter finally getting to his pit box. A little bit further up the road here, Drew White, Brandon Ish Canyon in the tightest scrap on the racetrack, sitting at about a half second. Man, Ish Canyon way high off the turn as well. 30 laps in, and these drivers have a handful on their sets of tires. Ty Richter back out on the racetrack after an 8.53 second stop. He gets the backup car out, the number 33 machine back in action, but going to be a couple of laps down to the race leader. Manish Canyon again up into the dirty air. That car is just unfriendly right now, at least when he's running behind somebody. That's where there was a lot of talk in the pre-race about using the bars, and basically you're just going to add a little bit of rake to the car to try to get it to turn more. Get the front end dropped down, get some more airflow over the nose. Joshua Tucker wanting a piece of the action here. Tucker having to look down on the inside of his Canyon as they get to 3. No contest. We'll see if Drew White is going to be Nolo Contendere as well. Tucker not quite able to make the passing attempt off of turn 2 that time. Oh, way up against the outside safer barrier goes Drew White. Tucker's going to be there down the front straightaway. He'll have the pass completed before they get to 1. Now is Canyon going to have the dive down to the inside of White? Oh, they're hip checking each other. I'm not sure if that was left side loving or right side romance, but good Lord, it was contact off of turn number 2. See if lap number 69 can be as nice as 68 was. Things going to stay a little bit calm in this battle. Man, good drive off the corner for his Canyon, though. Back end steps out a little bit. He's got to get back in line. Lap number 70 is in the books. We are past halfway in this one. Matt Wagner, still your race leader. That battle continues to rage, as does the fight between Luis Velasquez and Cullen Johnston. Johnston down to the inside of the racetrack. Velasquez up on the high side. Oh, and huge contact. Drew White up into the wall. He got Joseph Morales with him. Yellow flag is out. Take a look and see what happened here to Drew White. Oh, man, he made big-time contact even before that. See what happened here to Drew White off the corner. Oh, he wiggled. Oh, man, how did his Canyon not get collected in that? But now White in a injured and limping race car bounces it hard off the safer barrier. Nothing Joseph Morales could do. Take a look. Let's go on board here. With Joseph Morales, you can see the car bouncing off the wall. He's hard on the brakes already. Absolutely nothing he could do. Tough break for Joseph Morales. Now we've got just about everybody on pit lane except for Joshua Tucker. 56 laps to go, 57 laps to go here as we work under the caution flag. About an hour and 18 minutes left on the clock. Hopefully it doesn't take an hour and 18 minutes. We would have to leave coverage of this one a little bit early to get over to the Indy Pro 2000 race. We could actually do the ultimate split screen there and actually have two races up on the screen at the same time. Matt Wagner going to lead the race off of pit road ahead of Vic Aldrich, James Watson, Brandon Ishkanyan, and Dylan Thomas. But Joshua Tucker back to the race lead. 31 laps on this set of tires. Yeah, we got another lap here under the caution flag. Let's see if we can't talk to our race leader here. And Joshua, interesting call there for you to stay out under this pit cycle of pit stops. You've already got 30 laps on the tires when the yellow came out. What's the thought process here? Are you going to just try to make this on one more stop?
Yep, that's the goal. Try to push this till the end of the tank. Hopefully catch a caution, at the end of this run would be nice. But, it seems I still got a good enough pace to kind of at least maintain where I am or, not drop too far back. So, after that fortunate accident, best I can do, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting at this point as I think we're going to get ready to go back to green here. But seems like tire fall off isn't as big of a concern as we might have thought here early on.
No, it wasn't doing bad. That first stint, I was still 94%. I think that was after 30 laps. So, it wasn't too bad. So I still should be sitting pretty good here to at least keep him off for a little bit. He's going to struggle because his tires are new at the start. But see if I can hold him off.
All right, bud. Good luck the rest of the way here. Hopefully we're talking to you again a little bit later on.
Thanks, Zan.
There you go. There's the race leader, Joshua Tucker. It's an interesting strategy call, one that honestly I think isn't too terrible. We're at 54 to go. You're going to need a bunch of caution help to be able to go the rest of the way. You can see Matt Wagner in fuel sipping mode. There was a big gap there to the race leader. Clutch and coast, a whole lot of stuff going on. Field is off of turn number 4. Green flag going to go back in the air. We are underway once again. Joshua Tucker will lead the field down to turn number 1. The dogfight here is going to be James Watson, Vic Aldrich getting around. Now Brandon Ishkanyan wants a piece. Should we need to flip over to the Indy Pro 2000 race, the YouTube feed is going to drop. However, it's basically going to come right back up, and if you're watching the ESRA broadcast, it's going to kick you over to that feed automatically. But we're still pretty close to about 45 minutes from having to make that swap over. Luis Velasquez battling with Dylan Thomas. Drew White going to be in the middle of that one as well. White being scored 1 lap down. Ty Richter in there as well. Richter going to be a lap down as well. These guys fighting their way to get back up to the front. 3 wide, bouncing on car off the outside retaining wall. That's never a good idea. I believe that may have been, let's see here. Yeah, TJ McMurray, the car bouncing off the outside wall. TJ does not need any more damage to his Dallara IR18 here tonight. Good fight at the back of the pack. pick up Matt Wagner running in the second position. He's got Vic Aldrich closing in pretty quickly as Ty Richter makes the dive down to the inside. Richter looks like he's going to be able to get around McMurray. Drew White following right in tow. Oh, man. This battle's still intense. Luis Velasquez, Dylan Thomas, they're battling for position, not to try to get back to the lead lap. Velasquez runs 6th, Thomas 7th. Gets you a little bit further back in the pack here as well. Joseph Morales, Jeff Destino, Cullen Johnston battling. That's going to be 9th, 10th, and 11th on the racetrack. Just behind the battle that we're following here. .45 laps remaining. The pit window is open. Oh, man, there's contact. Cullen Johnston into the back of Jeff Destino. Cullen may have lost a piece of the wing there. It looks okay from this view, but we definitely saw some shrapnel out on the racetrack. Yeah, car looks okay, so definitely may have just been a netcode issue, but good Lord, that's how you get things a little bit spicy. Now we're going to have Velasquez battling with PJ McMurray and Joseph Morales. McMurray's internet connection continues to dipsy-do here. Pick up Vic Aldrich battling with Matt Wagner. Got some Vic Aldrich love back in the comments here, so we'll show you the fight for the second position down to about 1/3 of a second. Aldrich able to run that low line really nicely through 1 and 2, but Wagner just so much more momentum off the corner. What we talked about earlier in the race, you just give up a lot. Oh, buddy, Matt Wagner way loose off of turn number 2. Talked about this being an off year for Matt Wagner. Entering the night, 44 points back at Joshua Tucker in the championship standings. Now, here's where things start to get a little bit spicy. 50 laps on the tank for Joshua Tucker, your race leader. Pick him up here in the side-by-side because he is not that far away from having to come into the pit area for what will be his final service of the night. The rest of these drivers, yeah, I don't know that you can make 56 laps or so. but it could just be a splash and dash for guys like Matt Wagner, Vic Aldrich. And here comes race leader on pit lane. Final stop of the night coming up here for Joshua Tucker. Looked like he was down to the pit road speed limit. We'll follow along with a stop as we watch what is now the battle for the race lead. Down and away cleanly is Joshua Tucker. 8.4 seconds, the time of the stop. But Tucker going to be all the way back to the 11th position, being scored 1 lap down. Now, race leader's not exactly far ahead of him on the racetrack. He should be able to make it up here, at least once he gets those Firestone tires up to temperature. But if the caution flag were to come out now, Tucker would be the wave around car, but he would not be restarting this race towards the front of the field. He needs to get around Vic Aldrich and Matt Wagner before a caution flag comes out. Oh, what a save, Brandonish Canyon. Dylan Thomas getting around James Watson. Well, battling side by side anyway with James Watson. Go back to the battle for the race lead here on the right-hand side of your screen. Thomas and Watson battling for the 4th position. About 10 seconds back of Brandonish Canyon in 3rd. Oh, and the caution flag is out. Yellow on the racetrack. Trouble for Ty Richter. That is not what Joshua Tucker wanted to see off of turn 2. Oh, Drew White spins, clips Richter. Nice job by Ty to keep the car off the tire barriers down in the infield. We'll see if there's any damage. But man, did that strategy call come back to burn Joshua Tucker. I would imagine we're going to see everybody down pit lane this time. Yeah, Matt Wagner's going to elect to stay out, as does Vic Aldrich, Brandonish Canyon, Dylan Thomas, Watson, Velazquez, Johnston. The first car's on pit lane. TJ McMurray, Joseph Morales. Let's see if we can't talk to our buddy, Mr. Watson here. And James, you guys are going to have to make a pit stop. However, if you did that, it was going to put Joshua Tucker back to the head of the line. Is that sort of the thought process of, hey, this guy's really fast, let's keep him a lap down?
I didn't need a pit. That's why I really did not want to see this caution. I was good to go.
Really? So now it
kind of... I was good to go by like 3 laps.
So at this point, then, we could probably safely assume everybody that stopped with you is going to be really close to good.
Here's hoping, but yeah, Josh getting back on the lead lap, that just kind of killed all hope. Like, I thought I was going to be able to get something pretty decent, but now that he's back on the lead lap, he's going to be able to cut through the field pretty well. So now it's just trying to manage the even greater gap now. Disappointing.
All right, bud. Well, good luck here. We're going to keep following along with you, that's for sure.
Thank you, thank you.
There you go. James Watson, man. I'll tell you what, he's been in conservation mode all night long. Same can't be said for Matt Wagner, Vic Aldrich. They may be good to go to the end here. Let's see. Lights are still on. Let's see if we can't talk to Mr. Aldrich as well here under this caution flag. And Vic, does this caution now put you to the good to make it to the end of this race?
Yes, sir. We were good before.
Okay, so James was kind of saying the same thing. You're good. Now it's just a matter of trying to hold off a charging Joshua Tucker on fresh tires and go to battle with Matt here then.
Yep, exactly. I'm worried about Josh coming through the field, but I know I'm faster than Matt. I just got to find a way around him, and once I can, I'll set sail. I'll be ahead of everyone. Hopefully I can do it.
All right, but I love the confidence. Good luck here. Hopefully we're talking to you a little bit later.
All right, thank you.
So there you go, Vic Aldrich. That's confidence, man. I like to hear that. I'm faster than him. Not many people can say that about a 3-time and defending champion of a series. But Vic Aldrich is thinking that as he goes into battle here with Matt Wagner, and it will be 25 laps to go when they come around here to get the green flag. Can Wagner skunk him on the restart? He did the last time. The other car to watch is going to be the car running in the 11th position. That's Joshua Tucker. We'll pick him up on the side-by-side. Tucker has led 48 laps tonight. Wagner has led 43. Unfortunately, Ty Richter looks like he's going to be out of this race. Green flag back in the air. Wagner gets a fantastic jump on Aldrich. Brandonish Canyon going to have a handful of race cars in tow. And here comes Joshua Tucker. He's already around Joseph Morales. He's around TJ McMurray. That 77 machine is going to fly through the field. Oh, McMurray's up into the outside wall. Down to 24 to go. Oh, almost 3 wide, just ahead of Tucker. Now Vic Aldrich going to have to measure this a little bit. How does he get ahead of Matt Wagner? First, he's got to get to him. Tucker around Cullen Johnston, Jeff Destino, and Luis Velasquez. Put Tucker back up to position number 6. He's going to have the look inside of Watson off of turn 2. He may get the pass completed before they ever get to 3. Close, but he's going to get it done before the exit of the corner. That is for darn sure. Joshua Tucker back up to 5th. Now he's trying to chase down Dylan Thomas. We'll get Tucker up here on the left-hand side of your screen. Battle for what will be the lead on the right-hand side. And quite frankly, there's just nothing there. We'll stick with Tucker as he is around Dylan Thomas. 21 laps to go. Tucker is up to 4th. And only got about 3 1/3 seconds back of your race leader. However, getting to Matt Wagner and passing Matt Wagner are going to be two very, very different things. The reason that Tucker is back on the lead lap, ESRA uses the lucky dog rule. So the first car 1 lap down gets a lap back. But Tucker takes the wave by and takes the wave by around Brandonish Canyon as well. Tucker back up to P3. The gap's still sitting at about 3 1/3 seconds, though. What a save-ish Canyon. Good Lord. James Watson going to be battling with Cullen Johnston. Let's get you the side-by-side up here. We'll continue to follow Tucker on, maybe not. Let's flip these guys back over. Get Watson and Cullen Johnston up on the big screen. Tucker's cut the gap to inside of 3 seconds. 17 to go, but it's going to be a lot of ground to make up. The one thing Matt Wagner and Vic Aldrich do not want to see right now is a caution flag. And there is some fantastic racing going on back here. Just back behind Watson and Johnston, Drew White going to be involved in some fisticuffs here as well. That one is not for position. Johnston and Watson is. That's the battle for 6th. James Watson talked a little bit about trying to manage things. Manage the finish, manage the expectations. Doing a pretty good job of that here tonight. He has not had the fastest car, but trying the willpower strategy of winning championships. James, a diehard willpower fan. Lots of podiums and make your bad days not too bad. Battle for second may not be much of a battle. Joshua Tucker gets the wave by from Vic Aldrich as they get to turn number 3. 12 to go. The gap still 2.6 seconds. Tucker already opening up a 1 second gap over Vic Aldrich. Aldrich hoping to hold on to that top 3 finishing position. Going to be about 2.4 seconds between Aldrich and Brandonish Canyon. Down to 11 laps to go. Watson and Cullen Johnston still fighting this war. And they're going to have to contend with Drew White. White's been quick tonight, but involved in a couple of incidents. Taking him out of contention has him back in the 12th position. And Cullen almost getting it up into the outside safety barrier in turn 4. Battle for the race lead, the gap down to 1 3/4 seconds. We're going to stay with the action right now. I don't think you want to watch cars that are a couple of seconds apart here. So we'll stay with Cullen Johnston and James Watson. This has been a great duel. Another lap, another 10th. The problem for Joshua Tucker is he needs to make up more than tenths at this point. Down to 7 laps to go. He may need either a caution flag or trouble as Watson gets a little bit loose. Cullen Johnston able to come past cleanly. Now it's down to 1.4, 1.3 seconds with 6 to go. Matt Wagner fighting a little bit of lap traffic. That's going to be a huge help to Tucker. The gap's down to 1 1/4 seconds. You can see him on the overhead. Matt Wagner is there in the center of your screen, and there's Joshua Tucker just peeking in. But it may not be enough time. The gap's down to 1.1 seconds with 5 laps to go. It's now inside of 1 second. 3 to go this time by. Tucker can see the race leader. It may not be enough time. However, if there is a caution, we have overtime. Oh, it's down to 6/10. 2 to go. It's inside of a half second. Tucker is closing. He's gonna be there. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go here at New Hampshire. Wagner continues to run that middle third groove. Tucker right there. He's 2 car lengths back as they get to 3. Lap traffic could come into play. Tucker has the look down to the inside. They'll drag race to the line. Twin checkers in the air. Matt Wagner gets the win at New Hampshire. Joshua Tucker was about 2 laps too short. Coming home second, less than a 10th behind your race winner. What a finish here in the ESRA INDYCAR Series. And this guy, Vic Aldrich, having a very nice run. Going to put the Team Watson Racing colors up on the podium. Vic getting the podium here this evening. There's your podium finishers, and time to make the donuts if you're Joshua Tucker. Take a look at the race results here. Matt Wagner getting the win by 92 thousandths of a second over Joshua Tucker. Vic Aldrich going to come home third. Brandon Ishkanyan and Dylan Thomas round out the top 5. 6 through 10 tonight going to be Cullen Johnston, James Watson, Joseph Morales, Jeff Destino, TJ McMurray. They're going to be followed home by Drew White, Luis Velasquez, and Ty Richter. Nick DeGroot, Gary Corley did not start tonight's event. Took 1 hour and 3 minutes to run. Not too shabby for the stars and cars of the ESRA INDYCAR Series. And time for us to get our Victory Lane interviews ready to roll here. In fact, this one's going to be easy. Three Team Watson racing cars heading to Victory Lane here this evening, and they will be led there by this guy. Haven't gotten to talk to him much this season, but Matt Wagner, welcome back to Victory Lane, bud. Congratulations on a fantastic drive here tonight. We can't hear you, Matt, if you're talking to us.
Oh, can you hear me?
There we go. Now we got you.
Okay, there we go. It feels good to be back in Victory Lane. It's been a struggle, poking out with the got caught up in the 4-wide situation and then my wheel hop down in going down into turn 3, going up the hill at New Hampshire. It is what it is. You got to take your bumps and bruises, and eventually you're going to get back on that horse and drive on in back to Victory Lane.
Well, I'll tell you what, that number was massive for you tonight in terms of the point standings. You entered the night 10th, 50 points back, 44 points back. You're now going to be 33 back, but you're second in points, tied with James Watson, sitting on 103 markers. It's now game on here as we start to hit the midpoint of the schedule.
Hey, it's we got a long way to go, but it's only just the beginning, and there's more chances, more improvement down the road, especially those road courses. I'll be practicing them more often. I think if I hit my strides just right on them road courses, I think we should maybe pull off a four-peat. I mean, I really didn't think it was possible with this field. Once I got into this, new season, it's really tough competition out there. So,
Well,
like I said, it's it's a long journey.
talk us through those last handful of laps. Obviously, you knew Joshua was on significantly fresher tires. You had the lap car at TJ McMurray in front of you. What's going through your head here as you see that gap closing over the last handful of laps?
Oh boy, I was kind of getting nervous, and uh, me, I was kind of like, man, am I going to get into his air? Is that car going to slow me down? Is Josh going to make a move on the fresh tires? I'm like, oh God! Thank God I did not really. The only time where I caught TJ McMurray's air was pretty much turns 3 and 4. I felt that, and then I saw Josh like right in my rearview mirror. I was like, oh, thank God! I was really nervous.
Yeah, if they're in the mirrors, then yeah, you're still in pretty good shape. But congratulations on your first win of the season here, bud. We're looking forward to talking to you a whole lot more. And before we let you go, get all the sponsor plugs and thank yous in.
All right. I would like to thank you for the wonderful broadcasting. Um, I miss Patrick on your end, but it is what it is. So, I got to give him, his little cut, maybe sometimes. But
Yeah.
I do thank you for the broadcast, though. You guys do a phenomenal job. I got to thank my folks back at home in Area 51, my own personal indie league. I just finally got a win that broke my streak there. Right now, I'm sitting on 2 in a row. That's unheard of for me. It doesn't happen very often. And I'd like to thank my parents for watching it on the broadcast, and it's been a blessing. Guys, thank you so much.
Well, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you much for checking in with us here. And now it's time for us to talk to the guy who came home second tonight. I called it at the end. You were about 2 laps too short. Is that kind of what it felt like for you there, Josh? It was a great run, ultimately just a little bit short.
Yeah, just a little bit. Still a heck of a race. Had a lot of pace today. Just goes to shows you practice pays off. But he did what he did. The dirty air lap traffic didn't help. I feel without that, I definitely could have got him. But he did exactly what he needs to. Like I'm again, like happy he's in victory lane, and happy we get another one for TWR.
Well, and now it's a little bit game on here in terms of the point standings. You had a 49-point lead. Now it's a 33-point lead after tonight. Not even to the halfway point of the schedule yet, but I would imagine you have to be thinking at least a little bit in terms of the points battle here with a 3-time and defending champ now chasing you down.
Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of talent in the field this season. I don't think I'm going to lose the championship finishing on the podium every race. That would be kind of crazy. Maybe if you didn't get a race win, but having done that, a couple second places and a third place, if we can keep that going, think I'll be okay.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations on the runner-up finish here tonight. And before we let you go, get all those sponsor plugs and thank yous in.
Yeah, I want to thank Watson at TWR, again, my driving instructor, Christopher Hill at PRI, and, the whole Indy testing team, and Drew Hill, and the rest of the guys at TWR that, show up for practice and, help us compete the way we can.
All right, bud. Well, thank you much. We appreciate you checking in with us here. And very quickly, we're going to get to our 3rd place finisher as well. A guy with the biggest fan base in the comments section anyway, Mr. Vic Aldrich. Congratulations, 3rd place finish here tonight. Fantastic run for you, bub.
Thank you so much. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoy the flat track racing. It seems to suit me well.
Yeah, it seemed like you had a lot of pace. You had a couple of nice battles with James over the course of the race. Brandon, you were involved with a good bit as well. Seemed like the car was good, maybe not as good on raw pace as Matt and Joshua were, but ultimately you really didn't need to be. It was more about kind of best in class and hit the podium.
Exactly. I was so happy to just get a podium because, it's been so long. I can't even recall the last time I've been on the podium. I think Pocono 2 seasons ago. So this was huge for me. I'm just happy to be here, and I knew Josh was going to come back through the field. But Matt, I thought I had him on that second to last run, but he might have been fuel saving. But because after that restart, I just didn't have the same pace that I did before. So I was a little bummed by that. But at that point, I saw Josh come. I just let him by, and I was happy with the third.
Well, it was a great run for you. Good points night for you as well, going to really help that one in the long run, up to sixth and very much in contention, even for top two in the points standings at this point. So congratulations on that. Great. And before we let you go, get all the sponsor plugs and thank yous taken care of.
Of course, thank you. So I'd like to thank TWR, Team Watson Racing Setups. They do a lot of great work there. And Dizzy V Designs, that's something I personally take part in, paint jobs, paint schemes. So if you have a chance, just add Dizzy V Designs. You can check that out. Let's Race, Martin Sports, a lot of our favorites, NRN, of course. You guys do a great job with the show, and love watching the broadcast after we're done. I can't wait to watch this one.
All right, bud. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you checking in with us here. And, man alive, this race was fun, but now we got another one we got to get ready for here. We have to hop on the world's fastest aircraft, spacecraft, whatever the hell it's going to be. We got to get from New Hampshire Motor Speedway to Fuji in Japan in about the next 7 minutes or so. We're going to be hauling ass, that's for sure. Looking forward to this one, though. Congratulations to Matt Wagner getting his first win of the season. Joshua Tucker and Vic Aldrich coming up with the podium positions. Fun night of racing here next week. Series heads off to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. 1.5 mile quad oval racing in the IndyCars is going to be insane. I will be watching. Gary Godso and the whole team from Race First picking up the broadcast for us while I am on assignment next week. We're looking forward to it. I will talk to you in 2 weeks. We'll see you right back here 1 week from tonight, though. Same bat time, same bat channel for the ESRA IndyCar Series right here on the National Racing Network. Head on over to the Indy Pro 2000 broadcast. That's coming up here in just a moment. For everybody that makes these shows happen here at NRN, my name is Chris Graham. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will talk to you soon. Have a good night, everybody.